Hey Branson, how you doing?
I'm good, Adam, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, just looking at Boston College this weekend. I asked Jadis about this a minute ago, but their quarterback's very mobile. He gets around pretty well. Just how do you go about defending a quarterback like that?
Definitely a challenge. But not a challenge we haven't seen before this year. He is really elusive. Small guy. Avoids a lot of tackles, a lot of arm tackles, a lot of people trying to grab at him and stuff. But our pursuit has to be relentless. We have to get him on the ground and we have to rally the tackle. But it'll be fun playing him, man. He's really explosive on film, and I can't wait to see him out there.
And you're coming up on this is your last regular season game at Miami. I mean, what's this year been like for you? And is it everything that you expected?
Yeah, man, this has been a great experience for me, man. I'm super grateful for the opportunity to come here and play at Hard Rock and be behind some of the history that's been here. It was last week was amazing, even though we didn't end the way we wanted to. Man, it was a great atmosphere to in my last regular season home game at Hard Rock, and yeah, it's been everything I've been looking for.
Next, we'll go to Marcus Benjamin from Keynes County. Marcus.
Hey, Branson, just kind of wanted to ask about the culture at Miami. Obviously, you've played at Purdue and now Miami. What would you say is the biggest difference in the culture, and can you kind of feel the change in culture over the course of the year?
It's definitely turning over. Coach Cristobal, working diligently, um, every year to kind of get it back to where it was. But it's definitely going in the right direction, and I think we're really close. I think with all the close games and one possession games we had this year, you'll start to see it shift towards our way here in the future because the coach is definitely turning over, and we just kind of keep building it through the young guys that'll be here for the next few years. They kind of it was good for them because they kind of got a piece. They kind of got like a start to it, and they'll keep pushing it and keep turning it over. So I'm really excited to see what the future will be like, and I can't wait.
Next, we'll go to Azubi Charles from Kane Sport. Azubi.
Hey, Branson, just speaking of those young guys, in that D line room and that defense as a whole, just kind of what have been some, tips and tricks that you've been telling them throughout the season? Just what are some advice you would give them, moving forward in their career?
Like, can you repeat it one time? I'm sorry.
With the younger guys you just, talked about in that defensive line room, that whole defense as a whole, just what are some things you've been telling them throughout the season, and just what is some advice you'd give them throughout their career as you, move on as well?
I think like for me, my path has kind of been similar, man. A lot of the younger guys that start for us or might be in our two-man rotation kind of been through the storm a little bit with last year and going to this year and losing close games and almost being right there to finish. So I just keep telling them to keep pushing, man. Man, we're optimistic as a team that we're right at the ceiling, man, ready to break it open. Just stay consistent, stay grounded. Don't get too frustrated because we're right there. And hopefully next year we'll be able to finish some of these games, and it'll be a totally different story for us.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller Duggan from the Miami Herald. Susan. Susan, I believe you're on
Sorry.
mute.
Yeah, got it. Sorry, Branson.
All
Um,
good.
okay. So, the difference, you guys are 6-5, um, two more games. The difference, if you finish well and you don't finish well, obviously it's a perception difference also, but what kind of, ending on a high note, what kind of difference would that make?
It'll be huge because like it'll excel us into the off season on a really good note. These last few weeks haven't gone the way we particularly wanted, but I think finishing strong is really important because it keeps our guys optimistic. It keeps our guys looking ahead for the future in a good way. So I think we really have a great opportunity to turn the tide a little bit on the end of the season because yeah, the perception to change, man. You want to get that eighth win. You get that eighth win, and it's like, man, we got over the hump. We finished strong. We got over the hump, and we're looking really good going into the future.
Okay, and then I think the last game, at least when I looked at the stats, was the first game that you guys have not gotten a sack. So how important is that to get the pressure going again? And I obviously that's probably been a big thing this week, right?
Yeah. You said you
Am I wrong?
No. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
But I think a lot of like sacks is kind of overrated to me, man. It is a big thing that you want to get taken care of every week. But when you look at it, we pressured the quarterback a lot. We moved him off the spot. We made him uncomfortable. So we didn't particularly get a sack, but I think we affected him enough to maybe change his throws or change the game a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a thing that we're keying on this week. We really have to get to the quarterback because this guy can extend plays and make his own plays when things break down for him. He's really elusive. He's quick. So our pursuit has to be relentless, just like every week. When we do get sacked, the game turns out a little different for us. So it's definitely a key thing that we're focusing on this week.
Okay, and then just a couple more quick things because I don't know if we're going to get you again. One thing is you're probably used to playing in the cold, right? You have to be. Yeah, I mean, you're from anything you've told the other guys. I mean, it's not going to be horribly cold, but for them, guys who grew up here.
So we had the trip to Philly earlier, and I think it won't be too much colder than that. And our guys reacted really well to it. Nobody flinched. Nobody kind of gave in to the conditions. So I don't think there's really anything to say. I think we're more focused on the fact that we have to get this win to push our culture and finish strong. So yeah, I'm used to it. I hope everybody else is prepared to be in a dogfight.
Okay, and then the last thing is, I guess you're a sixth year, right? Senior now? Yeah. So you guys are going to a bowl game. Do you have any philosophies on that? Would you be playing in a bowl?
So I haven't made that decision yet. I'm kind of just focused on this week. But I'm a big believer in you want to finish what you start. I'm a huge believer in that. This will also be my last bowl game and my last regular season game. So it's a decision I got to make, but I'm a big believer in you finish what you start and you go out with your teammates on a high note.
Thank you. Thank you for everything this season. You've been great.
You're welcome. Thank you, Susan.
Awesome, Branson. We appreciate your time and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Canes.